I'm primarily a scholar of the Hebrew Bible. AJ is primarily a scholar of the New Testament. I sort of got into the New Testament, into the study of the New Testament accidentally, but that's another story. But I'm very, very aware of the resistance that many Jews have toward reading the New Testament. And I think, had I not been so aware of that, this book in the Jewish Annotated New Testament would have been written in a very, very different tone. And every time that we're talking about a New Testament passage, I am aware of the fact that there are going to be some Jewish readers who are saying, what are these two Jewish scholars doing talking about the New Testament? It's their meaning, not a non-Jew's book. It's not our book. And something that we started really with the Jewish Annotated New Testament, and certainly before that, AJ did in her own work, was really to develop more of an understanding for the Jewish community of the New Testament as a Jewish book. And that also is a very important part of this particular book, because many Jews are really wondering, why would any Jewish folks even consider talking about the Hebrew Bible or Tanakh in relation to the New Testament? And one of the things that we made clear is that the New Testament was a Jewish book written by and large by Jewish authors. There were some debates about some of the gospel writers, as we all know, and written for a largely Jewish audience. It is a major source for Jewish history of the first and the early second century of the Common Era. And as such, a lot of what we're trying to do is not at all to convince the Jewish community that this is an authoritative text for them, because indeed, for both of us, for neither of us is it an authoritative text, but to convince that community that it was very much part of first century Judaism, and it was originally a Jewish book, and it's time to understand it in that context. And I like using the term safe. We try to make the New Testament safe for the Jewish community because we think, especially in an American context, which is such a Christian context, neither of us is a big fan of the word Judeo-Christian, but it really is a Christian context that the Jews live in. So it is very important to understand the major texts of your neighbors.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you, Marc. It's a sense of civility. If we want our Christian friends to know more about Judaism than current debates over the state of Israel and occasional production of Fiddler on the Roof and the Shoah, then we need to know a little bit more about our Christian neighbors than the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. So it's a sign of recovering a shared history. Even though we might disagree on what certain texts mean, at least we can see how those disagreements came about and find the logic in the arguments that did not become part of our own tradition. That's respectful, and it's recovering part of Jewish history that's now lost to the synagogue.
Hey, thank you so much for checking out this video clip from the Delgado podcast. To get more videos like this, simply subscribe here on YouTube. You can also download the full episode of each show on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, or your favorite podcast player. Take care.